We have lots of big Tesla stock news to go over in this video, and we're going to start with the most important, most impactful, most meaningful news of all. But I want to say the markets are going through a little end of the day oopsie doopsie. So it is affecting Tesla stock quite negatively, and Tesla stock is currently down almost 1% at the time of recording this video. But that should not take away from the fact that this news is very bullish. First up, Tesla has officially launched its new Megapack project in Shanghai with an annual production capacity goal of 10,000 Megapacks, according to a report from Gina today. A land acquisition and signing ceremony for the project was held in Shanghai on Friday morning, marking the official start of what the company called a milestone project, the report said. Construction of the plant was scheduled to begin in the third quarter of this year, with production commencing in the second quarter of 2024, according to an announcement by Lingang Special Area Administration in April. Today's update means that the start of construction of the plant has been slightly delayed from earlier. The factory should open in Q3 2024. AJ did a simple math calculation for us. That's 20 billion in revenue. Pre-tax earnings of 4 billion or 3.6 billion post-tax. At 70x Tesla long-term 12-month forward PE, that's 252 billion in market value, or about $80 per share in stock price gains. So yeah, this is big news. Wedbush analyst Dan Ives has increased his Tesla price target to $350 from $310. Dan says, "We believe Tesla will reach a $1 trillion market cap in 2024 as the next phase of the growth story is underway with Musk and co." Short sellers lost more money on Tesla in 2023 than any other stock. Short seller losses at about negative 12.6 billion for Tesla, Nvidia at 11.3 billion, and Apple at 7.7 billion. GM says it expects its Cadillac Lyriq and Chevrolet Blazer EV will temporarily lose eligibility for a U.S. EV tax credit starting January 1st. They are losing the credit because of two minor components, GM added. It has pulled ahead sourcing plans for qualifying components in early 2024. GM said it expects the Lyriq and Blazer EV will regain eligibility in early 2024. Fran von Holzen, the chief designer at Tesla, says his personal Cybertruck is in the lobby at the Peterson Automotive Museum. If you are in LA, check it out and see the Tesla exhibit while you are there. Another 30 people have messaged Sawyer Merritt to say that they have been DM'd or emailed, maybe, invited to configure Foundation Series Cybertrucks. This is now the fourth wave of invitations in the last couple weeks. Over 350 people who have been invited have messaged me so far. I'd say the overall order conversion rate from this group is 40 to 50% for the Foundation Cybertruck. People from over 32 states have been invited so far. Here is a photo of the Tesla Shanghai Megafactory signing ceremony. Tesla Charging says their goal is to power every supercharger with 100% local renewable energy. This site is in Lovice and is powered by the nearby dam. This is in the Czech Republic. Gary Black writes on X, "We've argued for years the $25,000 next-gen vehicle should be Tesla's highest priority and the logical next step of Elon's MP1. As investors start to speculate about a late 2024 launch of the $25,000 EV from Austin, Tesla stock should move sharply higher. Tesla won't talk about the $25,000 EV as to not Osborne the Model 3, but there's no doubt it's coming." UBS analysts say the S&P 500 could be leading investors into a bull trap and could fall as low as 4,100 in the first half of 2024. We break this down more in the next video, so stay tuned to the channel for that one. Just for a little bit of context, that would be about a 14% decline from here. That would put the S&P back to its October lows. Today's economic data came in about as good as you could expect. Core PCE came in at 0.1%, as Nick Timmerow suggested it would last night. He basically leaked us this information. The expectation was 0.2%. 0.1% is a very good number. That's 1.2% on an annualized basis. 6-month annualized PCE is 1.9%. Under the Fed's target of 2%. Durable goods orders came in higher, as I expected was likely, at 5.4%. The estimate was 2.2%, so that's a very good number there. Personal income came in 0.4%, as I expected. That was also the estimate. Personal spending did come in a lot lower than I thought it could. It came in at 0.2%. It's still positive, still 2.4% on an annualized basis, but this is the one data point that just wasn't as hot. You were expecting 0.3%. I thought you could come in at 0.5% or so for personal spending. That indeed did not happen. University of Michigan's 5-year inflation expectations did go up a little bit to 2.9% from the prior reading of 2.8%. So that was a little bit of bad news as well, but your 1-year inflation expectations stayed the same at 3.1%. This did move the Atlanta Fed GDP Now tracker, which is now forecasting 2.3% GDP for Q4, whereas just yesterday you were at 2.7%. So estimates for GDP did fall a little bit today, probably based on that personal spending number. Tesla stock today is seeing some very positive option activity. You have seen 577 hedge fund and institutional trades, totaling about $700 million, with a positive order value of 75%. That's a very strong number. And if you take a look at the volume as well, volume on the call side, 61.04%, volume on the put side of 38.96%, really showing the calls outweighing the puts today. The total short position in Tesla sits at a new high for the last couple of weeks now at $22.44 billion. If Tesla stock continues higher from here, short sellers are going to be in a world of trouble. 10-year treasury yields did basically nothing today, pretty much flat across the board. Nike dropped over 10% today as they slashed their revenue outlook and announced a $2 billion cost cut. Talking about laying people off and a lot of severance pay. The stock actually fell about 12% based on this report. They do say there was weakness in Greater China, and overall the next 2 quarters are probably going to be on the weak side. The markets are currently pricing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rate cuts, but the odds of 7 rate cuts continue to increase, now to 32.9%. From 32.8% yesterday, and from the last week's probability of 23.7%. So you're continuously pricing in more aggressive Fed rate cuts. At some point, this will be seen as a negative for the broader markets, because pricing in this many rate cuts, you can make the argument that only comes with a weaker economy. We do have a new AI investor sentiment survey that is out, indicating bulls are now at a 1-year high at 52.9%, bearish investors at 20.9%, and neutral investors at 26.2%. Global inventory numbers appear to be continuing to decline for the Model Y. The Model 3 seeing a slight decline, and the Model S and the Model X, well, those things just don't rise for anything, declining for over a month now. Google Trends activity shows the Cybertruck is now at 32, which is the same as the Model Y, which the Model Y is likely going to be the best-selling vehicle around the world in 2023. So that's not a terrible number to be at, but it's way lower than 100 where we were previously. The Model 3 is sitting at about 35, so the Model 3 continues to see some elevated search trend activity as well. Tesla is now running about 400 different ads with Google. A lot of these are promoting autopilot as well as the low starting price for the Model 3, even for the Model Y. A lot of these are also advertising leases for Tesla products and vehicles as well. Some of these are for energy storage and solar, but most of them are just organically advertising how low a Model 3's price is, as well as leasing. Tesla stock today is down about 0.57% at the time of recording this video. Again, finding a lot of rejection at this line that we have drawn out. This is a multi-year resistance level around 258 to 260. We continue to get rejected in this range. I think the upside momentum is still there, and I think obviously looking at the charts, it's still there, but it's going to take probably the markets continuing higher for Tesla to break out of this level. There's just so much resistance here. It's becoming a real obstacle for Tesla. Not an impossible obstacle, but a big one at that. If you take a look at the RSI is at 58.42, indicating the stock is pretty dang neutral, which means, after such a large rally, that's a good thing. Tesla stock could continue much higher from here before you are over 70. A lot of this did get reset based on Wednesday's sell-off when the RSI was around 66, which was closer to 70, closer to being overbought. If you take a look at the MACD as well, the MACD is continuing to curl higher. This is also a great sign of short-term momentum. Overall, I continue to be very bullish on Tesla stock from now throughout the end of this year, as well as 2024. So, at some point, we will get a downturn. If that's in the beginning of the year, then I'm more bullish on the second half of the year. We know an announcement for a $25,000 vehicle is likely coming next year. We do know FSD is entering into the Chinese market any day now. Those are two big quantifiable catalysts that, with a certain degree of, reality, are probably coming for Tesla stock in the near term future. So I'm personally looking forward to those, but hey, we'll see what does happen. Let me know down below in the comment section of this video what you think about all of this information. Thank you for watching. My name is Michael Tyler. If you guys want to come join the trading community as well, link down below in the description of this video. You guys have a great rest of your day and a great weekend, and I will see you in the next one.